Music. And there's another musician up on the north coast this time who's greatly influenced by the landscape of the place he comes from. Drew Hamill is a guitarist songwriter from Portrush who, after years of playing in blues, rock and jazz bands, has now started to record his own songs. He met Ronan Lundy at the West Strand in his hometown, which inspired one of his songs, and they talked jazz and blues and Portrush.
Just looking towards the harbour area, and right across there you can see Donegal, Island Dhu, and you can hear the sound of the sea coming in.
This is one of your favourite spots to go for a walk in the town?
It is indeed, Ronan, yeah. I've always loved it, so I would circle the town completely and start coming down this way and heading for the harbour, as the song says.
Walking down the promenade, another sunny day. Seaweed says fair weather, I hope it's here to stay. Heading for the harbour.
Do you feel, that's part of what inspires you to write a lot of your songs, living here right by the sea?
It's definitely a heavy influence on it, though, put it like that, because you have all the memories of the show bands and dance bands before that, I guess, and my father would have played in a dance band and my mum too, and but it influences my songwriting. Yeah, there's a couple of songs in the album that are directly influenced here. From here, walking down the promenade, as I say, it's just it's the first few lines. Another lovely day, seaweed says fair weather, I hope it's here to stay. So there you go, that's the first verse.
So that's great. This is your inspiration, really.
Yeah, it's definitely a great inspiration, you couldn't beat it.
So when did you follow in your mum and dad's footsteps and pick up an instrument, and what did you pick up?
Well, it was the guitar, really, because my mum was a pianist, she always played the piano and sang in the choirs and one thing and another, and my dad was a drummer in a dance band in the very early days, and I was kind of too young to remember anything of him actually playing the drums, but my mum was always playing piano. They used to carry a real piano in the back of a lorry if they wanted to go to a gig, so it's a bit easier now.
It's a bit of a heavy instrument to be carrying with you.
Absolutely. That's what my dad told me now, so it must be true. So one day, it's a true story, this travelling salesman came round to the house, and he was selling all sorts of things, but he had a little half-size guitar, an acoustic guitar in a case, and my dad bought it actually for my mum. So I was about 8. So we ended up playing it, my mum showed me 3 wee chords on it, and I went from there, sort of thing.
You never looked back?
No, I try not to.
So as you grew up then, what were your musical influences?
Well, everything from what I heard. They always had sessions in our house, when we were kids. And even when it got late, they would send you up to bed, but I was directly above the lounge, so you would hear the music drifting up, and I would go to sleep, listen to all this. Some people would come, it would be a mixture of anything, the ballads, hints of jazz, and little bits of pieces and gospel music, maybe, and a whole thing, and blues. But I always loved blues, and when I started playing, I really got onto it, and started doing that. And I love Rory Gallagher, Jimi Hendrix, and from Jimi Hendrix to Elgar, and all points in between.
That's a bit of a mixture.
I always say if it's good, it's good. Ronan, as the guy says, there's only 2 types of music. There's the good stuff, and then there's the other stuff. One of my first employments was down at the harbour area.
We're just looking across that right now, yes.
Now, and where they have I think it's the Tourist, you call it now.
Yeah, that's right.
That used to be called the Lobster Pot when I was a kid, you see. And so when I was quite young, I was probably too young to be in the bar, but we got work at playing and backing up club singers. The Butch Fleming used to bring them down from Belfast. And listen, when you're 15, and you have £5 a night's a good wage, so I learned a lot from that stuff. You'd have to run up home if you didn't know what the guy was going to play. He'd call a tune. If you didn't know it, you'd run home at lunchtime and try and say, Mom or Dad, do you know this tune? Or can I borrow the record? And listen to it, and learn it for the show that night.
Jeez, you'd be a quick learner.
Oh, well, yeah, I always was.
I see the sea. I see the sea. I see the sea. The sea sees me.
Do you think that you could have written and been as good a singer-songwriter had it not been for living on the coast? I mean, is the coast something special?
Well, that's a good question, Ronan. I never really thought of it like that, but I tell you, it definitely influences your songwriting, you know. I mean, on round the coast, you'll know all about it. That we have the wreck of the Girona, La Girona. There's another track on here. It's an instrumental one, and that was really heavily influenced by the wreck of the Girona Spanish Armada that everyone knows about, 1588. So it's a kind of tribute to all the sailors who were lost at that point, and Lacata Point.
Well, I can understand by going for a walk around Portrush, you could easily be inspired, because this is a beautiful setting here.
Yeah.
This natural amphitheatre we have here at the West Bay in Portrush. Beautiful view, the harbour just across the way and across towards the Donegal Hills. I think I might even try writing something myself. I just feel that inspired right now.
Good idea, man.
Do you fancy doing a duet?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you never know.
That's great, isn't it? Lovely music. Musician Drew Hamill there with Ronan Lundy on, was it the tambourine? Maybe? No, that wasn't Ronan. They were at the West Strand in Portrush, and Drew's new album is called Sonic Resistance. You can get it from the bookcase in Portrush or direct from his website. Just Google him. And it's funny, he was talking about the lobster pot. Many people remember the lobster pot down at the harbour. And Butch Fleming, the man that he mentioned there. And I saw Butch a couple of weeks ago. He's still going strong and looking very, very well. So there you are. It's a small world, isn't it? Christine says...